to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. This is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. My name is Angela Petrilli here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. So for today's lesson, we're going to be learning one of my favorite Paul Simon songs. We're going to be learning Slip Slidin' Away. So grab your acoustic guitar, go ahead and put it in standard tuning for today's lesson. As always, you're enjoying the lessons I do here on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help me out a lot. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the RS Spectrum DI and the Matrix Infinity pickups that I have in my OM 28V Martin today, you can go ahead and click the link down below. Fishman's doing some pretty cool stuff lately, so I encourage you to check it out. As always, many of you ask how you can support me for these lessons that I do on YouTube. I have a Patreon page, I have a Bandcamp page where I sell vinyl of original music and signed posters and all of that good stuff. So I encourage you to check it out, and I absolutely thank you in advance. So before we get started, you know I like to ask a question, so please do let me know where you are tuning in from. And how about your dream acoustic guitar? I have mine right here. I want to know what yours is, so put it in the comments down below. Grab your acoustic guitar. Let's go ahead and put it in standard tuning, and let's have some fun today. So here's Slip Slidin' Away by Paul Simon. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can tell, very beginner-friendly chords here, and Paul Simon, in his many acoustic versions of this song when he plays this live, he does some different versions of these chords, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about that too throughout the lesson today. So let's go ahead and look at the intro. The chords that we are dealing with here, it's gonna be a G to a G sus4, and we're gonna be playing this a whole bunch of times back and forth. Really good, nice, like, builder. This is a good exercise for us to build our finger coordination and all that good stuff. It's really cool. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play G in this way. We're only gonna use two fingers, our third and our fourth, okay? So your third finger, I want you to place that on the third fret of the low E string. That's gonna be our G note, and then our pinky finger is also going to play G on the high E string. So you're gonna strum all 6 strings. Here's something very cool that happens with this type of G chord. So, as you can tell, when you use your third finger to play that G note, it's going to happen to mute that A string. This is a good thing. This is something we want. In the build of the G major chord, G, B, and D, notice how we don't have an A note. So, this grip here, totally cool to play all 6 strings because we're going to mute that A string anyway, just by the way that we are gripping the chord itself, okay? So just like that. Really beautiful way to play G. So what we're gonna do here, just gonna do a down up strum, okay? Just like that. Now to play the sus4, we're gonna get our first finger on C, first fret of the B string, and then our second finger placing that on the second fret of the D string. That's going to be E. Strum all 6 strings, and then release back to play G. So I'm gonna play this sequence very slowly, and I encourage you to follow along. You can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So let's take our time here. Okay, so that's us taking our time nice and slow. Let's build up the speed a little bit more. Okay, you can totally do this. Here we go. Nice, relaxed strumming hand. Let the pick do the work for you. Let's bump up the pace. Okay, this is a figure that we're going to see quite often in this song. So that's the intro, done, easy. At the end, we want to do when we're leading into the chorus, okay, strum that big G chord. Just like that. So once we get into the chorus, the slip, slide, and away part, okay, we're going to do that sequence again from G to G sus4 to G. We're going to do that 3 times. So I'm going to play through the chorus, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about it, okay? And I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. So this is the chorus. Okay, really simple chords. So again, G to G sus4. Let's play that 3 times. 2, 3. Now from there, he does a little walk down, which is really, really fun. All that is G, 3rd fret of the E string, to F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string, to the open E string, which is our E note, okay? So we're doing this really cool descending line. This is going to lead us into our E minor chord. If you don't know how to play it, I'll show you. This is how I like to play this E minor chord. I like to use my 2nd and 3rd finger, okay? 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, that is the B note, and then your 3rd finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the D string, which is going to be E. Now our tonal centers, you know, I like to throw in some theory with these lessons. The tonal centers of an E minor chord is going to be E to G, which is the flat 3, to the 5, which is B, okay? So E, G, and B. We have all of them present here, and again, we're going to strum all 6 strings. So that's what the chords should sound like. We're going to strum this for 2 measures, 4 beats. Okay, so that's going to be the E minor. So let's go ahead and do the G to G sus4 back to G with that descending walk down with the G, F sharp, E, and then into the E minor. Okay, nice and slowly. Here we go. So that's us really taking our time. Now, as you notice, I'm still strumming when I am doing that descending line. So if it's still a little tough to keep the motion moving with that strumming hand, go ahead and still do the descending line, but I encourage you, work up, okay, that practice of getting in and keeping that time. Really, really cool thing to do. So from that E minor, we're gonna go back to G, okay, that open jangly G chord there. And from there, we're gonna go to a D major. We're gonna play it like this, okay, the cowboy chord version way. Okay, if you don't know how to play it, let me show you. First 3 fingers, okay? So first finger is going to be on A, 2nd fret of the G string. Your 2nd finger is going to be on F sharp, the 2nd fret of the high E string, and then your 3rd finger, okay, is going to be on the D note, 3rd fret of the B string. Strum from the D string downward should sound like this. Okay, just like that. So what we've got is G to D, and from there we're gonna go to a C over G. All this is, okay? I want you to play your regular C chord as it is. If you don't know how to play it, let me show you. So C, E, and G are tonal centers for this chord, so let's go ahead and find those notes. So first 3 fingers, first finger, place it on C, 1st fret of the B string. 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the D string, that is our E note. 3rd finger, okay, is playing C at the 3rd fret of the A string. Now, Now that we're here, that's a regular C chord, but we want to play a C over G. We know that G is located here. We played it a few moments ago, 3rd fret of the low E string. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to get that 3rd finger, and I want that finger to play G. Then I want you to get your pinky finger. That is going to play C, 3rd fret of the A string. So see how I did that. So there's C. Move that 3rd finger up to G, and then pinky finger replaces it and plays C. Strum all 6 strings. It's like a beefier C chord. It's a great chord. Okay, so that's the chord we're looking for, and then we're going to go back to D. And then back to our motif, okay, of that G to G sus4. All right, and that's our chorus. So let's go ahead and play that chorus. Here we go, nice and slow. So slip sliding away. Now let's play it a little faster. I think we're getting the hang of this. Here we go. And again, click that thumbs up button. Really helps the cause too. So here we go. A little faster. Let's do that again. Chorus. So that's our chorus. Now we are going into our verse. So our verse, we're going to do that walk down again. From that G to F sharp to that E minor. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to play through it and then we'll talk about it. So a lot of the same chords that we're playing here, just a little bit of a different order. So here's the verse. Okay, it's a very similar thing here, really good stuff. So we've got that walk down. Now, Paul Simon does this differently each time he does this live. So sometimes he just goes right into the E minor, and sometimes he does the walk down. And just plays the notes. It's a really cool dynamic shift. So you could just play those notes and then strum out that E minor chord, or if you want to keep the dynamics moving, you do the where you hit the note and then strum up and then hit the next note and then strum up and then go right into that E minor. You could do that too. Again, just giving you options, but I love how Paul Simon kind of breaks, he does this dynamic shift and just hits those notes and then goes right into that chord. So in going back to G, okay, notice how we walk up this time. So we hit the F sharp and then strum out that G chord. We're not going to suss it, okay? We're just going to strum it out. So let's go ahead and isolate that part of the verse, okay? So from going to the walk down to the walk up, okay? So here it is. Let's do that again. Let's do that one more time. So what happens next here is we're going to do a quick switch of chords here. The chords are going to be C to D, back to C, and now we're playing a C7. Really adds a cool dissonance to this track. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play that C chord. We know how to do that already. We've played it. So to play a C7, what we're going to do is we are going to add a B flat or a flat 7. So what we have is this stack. To build a C7, we have C, E, and G, but then we have additional B flat. And all we're going to do to play that note is we're going to place our pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and that's your B flat. And Paul Simon just stays here for a second, and then he lifts up that pinky, resolving back to C, okay? So the whole verse so far is going to sound like this. Pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and do that again. From the walk down. Walk it up. C7. So, for the second half of the verse, we're going to see that G to G sus again. We're going to repeat that 3 times. We're going to do that walk down to the E minor. Okay, now this next part here, we're going to go from G to D, back to that C over G, to D, and then G to G sus4. So that's what's going on there. Let's do the entire verse, and then we're going to get into perhaps some other ways you can play some of these chords that we see and some other variations of Paul Simon's performance of this song. All right, so here we go from the top of the verse. Second half. Okay, so some other variations, one that I saw that I thought was really, really cool was going from C to D. We see this a few times in the verse. So instead of playing D like this, you can slide up this C shape a whole step. Okay, really cool way to play a D chord. So all you're doing there, first finger is going to be on D, 3rd fret of the B string, and then your second finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the D string. Okay, so that's going to be your F sharp, and then your 3rd finger is going to play D, 5th fret of the A string. And you have this open G note in there, and then that high E string. Really, really pretty. So that would sound like this. So again, a really cool option. Something else that he does too, and he does this in the outro as well. For that E minor, instead of hitting the E minor like this, he does this cool little slide move. Okay? And how we do that, you're going to get your 3rd finger. Instead of placing it on the E note, you're going to bring it up to the F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string. And you're going to play some of those open strings underneath it. Again, we're building cool dissonance and a really cool dynamic shift when we do this. And then we slide back to that E note, okay, second fret of the D string, and then we play that open D string, and then we go back to G. So something like this. I'll do that again slowly. I'll do that again. Now, something else that I noticed too in another live version that he did, solo acoustic, is he did this chord, which I just love. So instead of playing that E minor with that E, we're going to play that F sharp. Beautiful chord, isn't it? So that, if you wanted to substitute for E minor, can sound really cool. Again, really cool stuff. I plant the seeds with these lessons. So take from it what you will. I think it's kind of neat. So from there, we're going to go into our second chorus, which is the same as the first one. Then we're going to go into the second verse, which is very similar, okay? Except we have one little cool thing that happens, okay? So in this next chorus, okay, so chorus 3, we're gonna get a shift. We're gonna play a different chord sequence in there. It's gonna sound like this. So this is the third chorus. So what's happening here? Beginning of that third chorus, we're gonna see that G to G sus4, that's coming back. So it slips sliding away. Still doing that E minor walk down. Now, still doing G, back to D, to that C over G, to D, to G. But now we get this little move here. All that's happening, we have an F over C to a C over G. The shapes are very similar. Might sound a little tough to my beginners, but don't worry, you can absolutely do this. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have you play an F major 7 shape for now, okay? This is how we're gonna build up to it. So first 3 fingers, place your first finger on the B note, okay? So that is going to be on the B string, C note, first fret of the B string. There we go. So it's a C note, okay? So from there, you're gonna get your second finger placing that on A, okay? Second fret of the G string. Then your third finger, that is going to play F, third fret of the D string, okay? So if you were to strum the open E string, that's an F major 7. We're not playing this chord. We're building up to playing the F over C. So check this out. All you're gonna do, move that third finger up. Remember this move from when we did C over G? Very similar thing here. So there's your C with your third finger on the third fret of the A string. Pinky finger is going to replace where it was, okay? Third fret of the D string F. Don't play the high E string here. We just want to play the strings that our fingers are on. Just like that. And what we're going to do, just like that, and then we're going to mute with the side of our hand. And then we're going to bring our second, third, and fourth finger up a string. So notice this move. There's F over C. I want you to spider crawl each of the second, third, and fourth fingers up a string. And there is your C over G. So the move. So notice, down, up, mute, side of the hand with that F over C. And then same thing with C over G. Okay? So in context, it sounds like this. This is chorus 3. Here it comes. Pretty neat stuff, right? So let's go ahead and do this first. Well, let's see. Let's go into the outro. So what's happening next, verse 3, just the same as the other verses. We're going to go into chorus 4, the same as chorus 3 with the F over C to C over G. We then go into a fourth verse, and then we go into chorus 5. Excuse me. So chorus 5 is just like chorus 1 without the F over C to C over G. We then do a double chorus after that, so then we have another chorus, okay? And then from there we have an outro. So what's cool here is it goes from E minor to G, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until, so we repeat that until the end. So you can choose to just E minor to G and strum it out. You can choose to do walk downs and walk ups. Or you can choose to do those cool little slides. Or you can choose to play that E minor where we add that F sharp. Back to G. So I'll leave that up to you. So many options, because Paul Simon, he really plays around with the chord voicings. So I encourage you, do the same. We play music because we are creative beings. So I encourage you, play from your heart. So what we're gonna do here, we have a few minutes left. Let's go ahead and play it from the top. So I'll call out the parts. I'm gonna abridge some stuff, of course, but I want you to play through all of this. And again, if you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. So here we go, intro. Let the G ring. So slip, sliding away. The chorus. Verse. Let's do chorus 3 here. In our outro, here we go. So there you have it, one of my absolute favorite Paul Simon songs, Slip Sliding Away, on acoustic, my friend. So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure had a blast teaching this one of my favorite songs. Really thankful I got to see him play this live. Incredibly moving song, really beautiful. If you're not familiar with it, really listen to the words as well. It's a masterpiece of a song. It's beautiful. So as always, I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these week after week, and most certainly, and with a full heart, I want to thank all of you. Thank you all so much for your support and coming to these lessons and telling your friends about what I'm doing here on YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, sending you so much success on your musical journeys. I look forward to seeing you guys again very, very soon. Have a beautiful weekend. Play a lot of music.